The next question comes from Dog in My Lens. And she asks a good question. She asks, what goals do you have for your collection? And honestly, I never really thought about it before I read your question. I didn't really have a goal for my collection. You know, I just go out to stores and buy games because I enjoy playing them. And I guess the main thing that really makes me want to collect retro games, because with modern games, it's not really as much collecting to me. I mean, you go out to the store and buy them, and obviously you keep them and you don't sell them. But for me, the collecting aspect is going out to a flea market or a thrift store and finding a game that, you know, shouldn't be there, or a good deal, or something that you've heard about for your whole life and you've never had a chance to play. Let's say I wake up on a Saturday morning, I can just go over to my shelf, pick out a game that I've always wanted to play, and put it in and know it's going to be good, and experience something that you can't find with modern games anymore. And I guess that'll be the main reason that I collect these games. So my goal for my collection is just keep getting those games and keep finding all the classic games. There's so many out there, I'll never collect them all. So it's like a lifelong supply of entertainment that I know I'll always be happy with. The next question came from New Kaliko, and he asked, what's my main top favorite console and video game before 2000 and also after? And he said, please elaborate. So, my favorite before is definitely Zelda, the original on the Nintendo. That's my favorite game of all time, so that's an easy question. Same with the console, it's probably the Nintendo. I love the Super Nintendo too, but the Nintendo I had a lot more when I was young. And after, I'd probably have to say the PS2 would be my favorite system since 2000. It had so many great games, but my favorite game after 2000, I don't know, I'd probably have to go with Shadow of the Colossus. That game was just incredible to me. It was so epic, and the music's great, so I'd have to go with those for my answers. Next question came from The Completionist, and he asked, this is kind of a long question, he says, as a video game collector, I put in the extra time and effort to complete every game that I own. For you and all the games that you've ever played, what was the hardest game for me to complete? Not necessarily beat, but to complete everything that the game has to offer. And usually, I mean, I go through a lot of the stuff in the games, but I don't really get too worried about finishing every single thing that the game has to offer. Ultima Online, of course, that was an MMORPG, so I could never complete all that. But it took forever, and I still never completed it. Recently, the game that I guess I would have liked to complete everything, and I played it for so long, and I'm still not even close, is Demon's Souls. The game's so complex, you can mix things together, you can go out and collect so many items that I just couldn't even finish it, but I definitely tried. And then the other game, I don't know, would probably be Parasite Eve. It's also one of my favorite games. It's on the PlayStation 1, and I actually pretty much got every single thing in that game, completely finished everything, upgraded all of the weapons, got every single thing in the strategy guide, and after you beat the game, you can go to the Chrysler Building, which is a 77-story building. It's kind of a bonus after you beat the game, and you can keep climbing the floors, and you fight a boss every 10 levels, and then once you get to the 77th floor, they have a second boss for the game. And I made it up, finally that boss. I completed everything in the game, made it up to that boss, and fought her once, and just got crushed. So I didn't really know the strategy, and right after that, my memory card got completely erased. That's probably the most disappointing thing that's ever happened with video games. I was so upset whenever that happened. I put so much time into that game, and then it all just got erased. So, but that game is probably the one that I've actually completed the most out of the game. And actually, I guess I didn't complete it all because I didn't even beat that boss. Next question comes from Electro Fawn. Question is, favorite PS2 game that you'd like remade in HD for the PS3? Definitely Shadow of the Colossus. Out of all the games of all time, I can't think of any game that seems like it was made for HD. That game would just be incredible with the huge colossi walking around, the desolate atmosphere. I think it would be remarkable in HD. I really hope that someday, like the God of War, they might re-release it and update the graphics a little bit. But I'm really hoping that Last Guardian will kind of be Shadow of the Colossus with better graphics, and hopefully, you know, some great new ideas. Next question is, I thought this one was funny. It comes from Untouchable 4RC. He asks, if I owned a fully functional spread gun from the Contra series, circular bullets and all, how much would you bid on it? Oh, I would have to bid my whole bank, everything my wallet could hold. So I guess like 255 rupees. I'd put it all in on that. Good question there, man. Alright, next up is from Jason J1434. Which system do you want to make a complete set of games for? Right now, obviously I'd really like to have a complete NES collection, but the one after that would be a Sega Saturn. There's so many games on that that are really expensive, and I can't really afford them right now, like Panzer Dragoon Saga, Guardian Heroes, Shining Force on there, and I'd just really like to have a complete collection of that, so that's probably the one that I'd like to go for. Next question is from Nitro Retro. And what is your favorite game on the NES from your childhood? I already said that, it'd be Zelda for sure. And what is your favorite video game soundtrack? And this, it'd definitely be Zelda. I love Zelda's music, so that'd be my favorite. And right behind that, I'd have to go with like Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack is incredible. Metal Gear Solid soundtrack, and also the Final Fantasy piano collections. I like the original soundtracks, but the piano collections are remarkable too. But if I had to go with just one, it would definitely be Zelda. Next question is Pocket Mego, or Pocket Mago, I don't know. What old school 8-bit or 6-bit era franchise would you like to see remade on modern consoles? And I guess I'd have to say Castlevanias. But I mean, it was on PS1, you know, Symphony of the Night, that game was incredible. But I'd like to see those on a current generation console and have it be side-scrolling. I want that exact style, and I think it would just be incredible with hand-drawn artwork or something like that. But that's the first game that pops into my mind. And the last question is from Clash13. One day, can you show your whole collection? And yeah, one of these days I will be able to show my whole collection. Right now I don't have enough space to lay everything out, so a lot of my consoles are just boxed up and, you know, in a closet or down in the basement. So one of these days I'll get everything set up and hopefully show my whole collection. So those are all the questions that I chose to answer, and I really appreciate everyone submitting questions. And I wish I could do a 10-part, 15-part video, but it would just take too long, and I don't think anyone would be interested in that. So I hope you enjoyed watching my answers. I'm Dinky Dana, and thanks for watching.